The art of letting go youth is a fleeting crown, oft overpraised. Each stumble feels like ruin's chime, but time reveals a chance to climb again, a visionary seamstress of bygone days. A navigator's chart for knowing when to sail away. This truth I'll hold till shadows fade. Through every storm and cheer, no matter who commands the day, I'll steer my course right here. An old ballad of steadfast rogues. Patience isn't always the first melody that hums in the air when ventures beckon. Restlessness might strike a louder chord. Yet when the promise of profit glimmers, endurance can stretch wide as a horizon. Not every ship, though, reaches port. Some drift off course, and few pause to chart the wreckage. Failure's lessons sting, but for those aiming to build wealth through mastery of a craft or crew, understanding missteps is a compass worth clutching. When a venture teeters on the brink, partners or silent backers can become unexpected lifelines. Handing over the helm of a sinking craft might free the captain to chase fresher winds. Others may see a spark worth fanning where embers dim. Most, however, rarely shudder a dream, blind to the undertow of costs. Take the realm of printed tales. Journals linger on, propped up by vast fleets bleeding coin year after year. Say 2 million shells annually. Why not scuttle them? The answer lies in the hidden reefs of retreat. Closing a chronicle isn't a clean cut. Readers, lured by promises of trinkets, perhaps a wind-up lantern or a discounted guild pass, tie a knot of debt. Imagine a fading scroll with 500,000 devotees, each owed 4 more chapters at a shell apiece. Refunding them alone could crest 4 million, swollen further by the labor of scribes and couriers. Add farewells to crew, rebates to sponsors, and debts to parchment weavers, and the toll might climb to 6 million, a steeper plunge than the slow bleed of keeping it afloat. The strategy shifts. Trim the sails, churn out leaner editions. Let the tide of obligation ebb. Hopes linger that hands will jump ship, easing the load. One titan of tales nursed a storied name for 7 years, hemorrhaging coin all the while, because a sudden axe would slash deeper. 4 million in one gust versus 10 spread thin. The fleet could weather the latter, the former risked capsizing. Morale and shaking the crow's nest of market favor. This dance with defeat isn't noble, it's a pragmatic shuffle. Long-term, it squanders treasure, and clouds the helm with a derelict weight. Yet in the flicker of now, it buys breath. For those steering their own vessel, the lesson gleams. If a storm brews, toss the ballast to another before the hull splits. Knowing when requires no crystal orb, just a keen eye on the ledger's tide. Numbers whisper truths louder than pride. Seek a trusted quill keeper when rot scents the breeze. Their caution may grate, their visions narrow to grains and tallies, but they've weathered wrecks and can spot a gale's shadow. Heed them, sift their counsel, and a fortune might be spared. But what if the craft is wholly yours, no crew to barter with? Panic's spark can ignite motion. Paired with a stout brew and a tallyman's gaze, it stirs the blood. Despair, though, is a luxury for graver woes. Lost kin or shattered realms, not a ledger's dip. A poet once sang of struggle's gleam through smoke, urging perseverance when the field seems lost. Time's the quarry. How long can the ship sail before the law's nets snag? Inventory the beast, not its trappings, but its soul. Could it thrive in another's hold, reforged as a new alloy? Consider Lila Voss, who spun a humble tea stall into a dynasty. She didn't craft the brew anew, but saw travelers craved warmth, speed, and trust, not rarity. Her empire rose on that pivot. So too might a faltering dream shift stripes. More fuel, a new lens, or a buyer's hand. If it's ash, hawk it still. Once, a venture dubbed Glow, a beacon of quirky lore and gleaming tools, flared bright, then faded. Its keepers, stung by the blaze, moved to douse it, only to find a rival, Tara Quinn, eyeing its embers. Over a feast of briny spoils, she bid fair, claiming Glow as a torch for gear alone. The oversight? No net was cast wider. A richer haul slipped away. Facing the tempest. I've danced the fool's wild reel, and strayed beyond the pale. An ancient lament of errant steps. When the hull cracks and no buyer bites, the storm breaks. Slashing costs might patch a leak, but if the timber's too thin, it's a hollow clang. Casting off hands darkens the day. Whispers ripple, blades sharpen, and the air grows taut. Yet if the tide won't turn, the anchor must drop. Shun debts you can't repay. The law's jaws bite deep. Bankruptcy's shadow looms, but it's no rare ghost. Many have drifted through, and rowed back. The rules have softened, offering oars to the stranded. Honesty lights the way. Face suppliers square, confess the squall. They'll curse evasions, not candor. Tax keepers, too, bend when met early. Humanity tempers their steel. Cheat them, though, and the gale turns wrathful. Small debts matter most. Giants shrug off a loss. The deckhand counting on a wage can't. Sell the polished prow if need be. Integrity paves the return. Weasels sink in memory's mire, their names mud long after. A lapse isn't malice, but a cover stains dark. Own the wreck, bow humbly, and the shore beckons again. Holding the line. Once you sail the shadowed sea, its depths claim you eternally. A rogue's reckoning in ink, venture's birth risk, and triumph blurs lines. Whose gold glints in the chest? The craft's, not the captain's. A guild stands apart, eternal in law, not a well to tap at whim. Drain it wrong, and chains. Rattle swift, picture Elias Rune, a merchant of global weave, his bounty vast. He built a cliffside haven, wired and gleaming, funded by his fleet's purse. Summers there blur work and play, yet the ledger calls it labor. It's a masquerade. Tax hounds sniff such ruses. The haven's a boon he cloaks, not declares, risking a reckoning. His creed? I forged it. It's mine. But the law scoffs. It's theft, from the guild, the crown himself. Taxes chafe, a thorn in every hall, yet defiance courts a titan too vast to duel. Pay what's due, trim it legal, but pay. Advisors weave paths to lighten the load, costly, but wiser than a cell's chill. Wealth's joy fades behind bars. A lantern for the idle. Here we toil in twilight span, the weary, worn, and broken band, shifting earth with calloused hand. Here we dwell in twilight's land. A dirge of shadowed toil. Shortcuts tempt, promising swift spoils, yet they twist astray. For those charting wealth's wild sea, this recap distills the currents. Vital beacons, not a map to skip the voyage. The pursuit's peril. No stronghold stands that coin can't breach. A sage of Rome's sharp quill. Coin topples walls of foes or self. The soul's keep, honor, kinship, faith, crumbles under its weight, leaving isolation's echo. The quest consumes years, a finite flame snuffed by success or ruin. Youth holds time's riches, squandered chasing more. Victory buys choice, not peace. Habits harden, fears sharpen, and the horde demands guard. Joy withers, only the past's. Ghosts linger true. Shedding it takes valor few muster, yet what legacy lies in squabbled dust? Break the moorings. Youth sees all as gold and green, a call to roam. Wealth demands that leap. Beyond hearth, doubters, chains. Naysayers sap the wind. Cut free, deaf to their dirge. Even kin may cling. Release them gently, but release. The wage earner's yoke must snap too. No hive drone grows rich. Step lone, a hawk untethered. Seek the vain riches pool unseen, marked for the bold. Old quarries yield steady dust, but new seams glitter. Tune the ear to their hum. Reinvent the stale or chase the dawn's rush. Wired webs, green sparks, stone empires. Instinct guides, shun the alien, embrace the pull. Talent unspent breeds naught. Defy the shade fear binds all, a thief of will. Face it, a mote on a fleeting orb. Death's promise freeze. Stifled dread for a day, and the world's bounty gleams clear. Crush it, wield it, and prey turns hunter. Diamonds wait in every thicket, pluck them fearless. Strike the flame time races, a thief unbound. Delay is death. Ignite now, or the spark fades. Pounce on whispers of gain, heedless of cost. A merchant lost a kingdom's cut lingering, on sunlit shores when ink dried elsewhere. Need drives, hesitation buries, leap, relentless, go, go, go. The spiral of ascent, plunge whole, or not at all. Shed the anchors of doubt, hunt the pulsing vein, quell every shiver. Begin, this breath, charge!